Months in a row, which is crazy. That means that she's what we consider with Beachbody a Success Club legend. So she is legendary. Wait for it. Dairy. She's a 6-star diamond coach. This is the thing that I think is so cool. Last year, she finished at number 35 in the company out of 500,000 coaches, which is incredible. I think what's even more incredible is she's a mom of 3. I'm obsessed with her kids. I stalked her all day yesterday. Sorry, not sorry. And she started as a coach in October of 2014. I think why this is so important is because a lot of people say, oh man, like maybe I got into this too late. The company had already existed for 7 years before she signed up, and she's still doing incredible things. It is my honor to welcome to the stage Miss Lori Miggins.
I'm so glad it's Palm Sunday because this room is like empty. Every super Saturday, Sunday, Friday night, it's always packed, so yay! I think a lot of the Orlando people might have gone Friday night to Tampa because Carl was there. But I just wanted to start out by saying I remember sitting right here in these chairs and hearing all these words and Emerald. Oh, there's me, I didn't even see that. Oh, wow. All of these words, elite, premier, diamond, and I didn't know what any of them meant. And I didn't focus on those words. I didn't care about those words. I was here for me. And I just want to tell you that I want you to just think of one word, not those words, one word that represents you right now. And hopefully by the end of my little talk here, you'll have that one word and live by that word. My word is persevere. And I'm a note taker, and I didn't want to get up here and forget, so that's why I have these and not little index cards. But my word persevere used to be my mom's word, and I took it from her, and you'll see why. My life before Beachbody, it was amazing. I'm not gonna lie, I had a great childhood. My parents were so involved in everything that I did. They were my best friends, my father in particular. I grew up in New York on Long Island. We lived on the water. We had boats and cars and a wonderful childhood. College paid for. I graduated from college. My dad bought me a car. You know, this story, where is it going, right? Everything was great. Even to the fact that, when I was little, my dad took me out on dates. He took my mom out on dates. He took his daughter out on dates. Every week we would go out on a date. My dad and I were best friends. I talked to him every day. As an adult, my mother would make fun because I didn't need to talk to her. I heard everything from dad already. So fast forward, I was a teacher, met my husband at college. I was a teacher. We lived in Atlanta. I taught for 9 years. Then we moved here. My husband actually is a CPA finance guy, on me like a hawk about spending and budget and everything. So when we got pregnant with our first, you're going to take a maternity leave and you're going to go back to work. I had my first child and I had a payment down on daycare, and I just could not leave her at daycare. And I was so lucky because I had her in June, and teachers have off for the summer, so great timing. I just couldn't leave her. So we decided that I was gonna stay home for at least a year. And of course, my father, my best friend, was like, I will cover your salary for a year if you need it. And my husband was like, we'll just, paycheck to paycheck. So every time the credit card would go over $50, he would get pinged. What'd you buy? What'd you do? Target, da, da, da. Okay, so that's a little bit about, my husband. And so I took time to be the mom, and I was 100% a mom. And I almost got to the point where that's all I cared about was being a mom. I was 100% hidden almost behind the mom. And looking back on it now, I have hardly any pictures of myself because I never lost that 50 pounds that I gained with her. And I didn't really care to because I was just her mom. Like, moms have babies and they put on the weight and then they move on. Like, that's just it. So I had tried a few things. I struggled with that weight gain. I think I lost maybe 20 pounds, but couldn't lose the rest. Nothing worked. I had abs of steel, buns of steel, all those old Billy Blanks Tybo. I think I even had an elliptical machine, and nothing kept me motivated. We got pregnant. We moved to Orlando. We got pregnant with our second. I gained 25 pounds with that one. Again, 100% mom. Like, that's all I cared about. I was like hidden behind being a mom. I even struggled with anxiety after my second child, so much so that I couldn't leave my kids with anyone else, like heart palpitations when I would, and I thought something was wrong with me, and all these tests, and the doctor was like, it's anxiety, like, get over it, leave your kids, they'll be fine. So I always felt like I didn't like that diagnosis. I kind of always felt like, maybe something is missing, maybe I'm meant to do something more. I didn't like the person that I was. I didn't want to take anxiety medication. I tried. I didn't like it. I even got to the point where I tried the weight loss thing again. I tried Slim Fast, diet pills. I hate to say it, but HCG shots. And yeah, all of that stuff worked, but it wasn't maintainable. It wasn't lifestyle. I didn't feel good about it. I didn't tell anyone I hid it. So I found P90X, and I figured I would give it a try. And that program attracted me to Beachbody. Like, that program changed me. I transformed. I had a P90X transformation. I didn't do anything with nutrition. Basically, I starved myself. I did salads and chicken. I always heard Tony Horton talk about Shakeology, but I never tried it. I had a coach, but they never reached out to me. And fast forward about a year or so later, I got a phone call, the worst phone call I could possibly get, from my mother. My father struggled with depression for years, and it won, and we lost him, just like that. And so, put the facts together, he took his own life. And I had to hear this over the phone from my mom, who was, also extremely devastated. So she and I leaned on each other. I stopped P90X, of course, I don't know why now. I tried the gym, I took spin, I tried weights. Nothing really got me motivated again. I was stuck. Life was going on. I missed my best friend. And my mom and I had each other. We were just leaning on each other. We just used each other to get by. I have a brother, but it's different, So my husband and I always wanted to have another child. And I don't know why. I didn't think it was going to fix anything, but we had 2 girls. I always wanted to try for that boy. And so we had our 3rd baby, and he was a boy. And I had to name him his middle name after my father, of course. I have a feeling that he had something to do with that, being a boy. So late night, nursing him, I found T25 infomercial and bought it. Again, I still had a coach. I didn't know then. This person never reached out to me. I have no idea who it was. But this time was different. I wanted to try Shakeology. But I just ordered the program because that's what the infomercial said. So I tried the program by itself, lacked the motivation again. It was a great program. It was really hard. Then I saw a Facebook post by my brother's friend about a challenge group. And it talked about, Beachbody programs. And I was like, T25 is a Beachbody program. I reached out to her. She's like, well, you kind of need Shakeology to be in my group. You can use your T25, but the 21-day fix challenge pack is on promotion this month. Promotion, it was $160. So I bought it, and I'm like, I'm not doing those containers. I'm doing T25. I just want to drink Shakeology. Cool, I got some containers and whatever. So day 2, everyone in the challenge group is talking about these containers, and I'm loving Shakeology, and I'm kind of annoyed with T25 because it's a cardio thing, and I don't really love cardio. And so I figured I would pop in Autumn. Who knew that I would fall in love, but everyone does, and the containers. And I think it was 3 days later, the 21-day fix challenge pack went on sale for $140. I was pissed. I was like, I called up Beachbody. They ended up sending me a sample pack of Shakeology. So I was like, you guys are awesome. So I decided to go all in with this challenge group with 21-day fix, with Shakeology. I loved the structure. I loved the routine. I loved the simplicity. And on like day 4 or 5 for me, I was like, what is this? My body was transforming in like 4 or 5 days. I didn't want to eat the bowl of goldfish that my children were eating. I had energy up the wazoo. I couldn't believe it. I called my coach and I was like, what is this? And she's like, I'm telling you, just like we say to all of our challengers. So I said, well, how can I keep this in my life, like forever? And of course, discount coach, she says. I was like, okay, but that's it. Discount coach, that is it. I'm a mom of 3. I have a 7-month-old that I'm still nursing. I have a 6 and an 8-year-old at the time. I don't have time for any of this. Okay. So after about a month of being a discount coach and continuing with this, for a round of 21-day fix and another round, my daughters, now I was a tomboy growing up. I played every single sport. My daughters are cheerleaders. But I let them do what they want to do because they love it. And so it's really, really hard for me, but twice a week I take them to cheer, and then every Saturday we sit in the blazing hot sun for 4 hours and they cheer for football that I used to play. So all the cheer moms were like, what are you doing? And you have lost all this weight, you still have this baby. I was like, well, the 21-day fix, challenge pack. Okay, you want to buy? I'm a coach. Okay. Commission, challenge group, this is amazing. I can help all my friends do this too. So that thing I thought I had no time for became something that I just jumped right into. After 2 rounds of the 21-day fix of myself, I lost 22 pounds. I sent in for my free t-shirt. And I got a phone call about the beginning of November to ask if I wanted to be on the 21-day fix infomercial. And I was like, I just wanted a t-shirt. Okay. So I guess they needed some last minute fillers for the audience because I wasn't really, if you look in the audience, you can find me. But it was amazing. They flew me out to California. We met Autumn, the whole Tom Bergeron infomercial. I think it's the latest one. I think they might have just made a new one, but anyway, so that happened, and then I just feel like even at that infomercial, I was like meeting all these other coaches, and I was like, no, diamond, no, I'm just an emerald. I just, I don't want to. It bit me in the butt big time after that. Like I was just like all in after that. And then my husband has a bad physical, and he has high blood pressure, cholesterol, sees all of my success. And I said, look, just start drinking the shake. And so I make him a shake every morning. He changes nothing about his whole plan. He does like to work out, but he's a hardworking husband. He works an hour away from us. He works out in Vieira. So his commute sucks. It's ridiculous. But he drinks, so I made him a shake every morning. And in 2 months, he lost 20 pounds just by drinking a shake. That bad physical had his cholesterol, his blood pressure, his, a lot of red flags. So he drank a shake 2 months, and then the next 2 months, he's like, I want to do what you're doing. I want to do the 21-day fix with you. It's, I think guys think it's a girly program, so he was a little apprehensive to that. But then once he started, he's like, this is amazing. And 2 months later, he lost 20 more pounds. So 40 pounds. He went for a 6-month recheck. Everything totally normal, cholesterol, blood pressure, everything. And so he was hooked too. He's a coach now, of course, right? That's what we do. So needless to say, the doctors were blown away. They wanted to know what he was doing, the whole healthy lifestyle. So then me, challenge group after challenge group, coach after coach, and my team started to grow, not just with my husband, but with other challengers who wanted to be successful coaches. And I came from a team where I didn't even know I was a part of a team. When I jumped in, I was like, okay, I have to find trainings. I don't know what to do as a coach. So whatever I find, I'm going to keep and create for my team. So I did everything that I found. I was like, I'm just going to make for someone else to do, and if they want to do it, they can. So my team was born. Really into it. This was about a year after I became a coach. The worst possible thing could happen again. My beautiful life, lost my dad, another phone call, this time from my brother. We lost my mom to undiagnosed breast cancer. So upset, pissed off, angry, I don't understand. How could this happen? My perfect childhood life, then this, and now this. So I had just made my 1-year coach-anniversary video talking about how much of an inspiration my father had been to me. And now here I am having to deal with my mother. Of course, it would have been easier just to forget it and just quit coaching and just be miserable. But instead, I decided to dive into my team for support. Of course, I took like a week or 2 off, but not really. I think that month I hit like Success Club 22 or something. I have no idea how, but I just never stopped. Even throughout losing my mom, I was still present, sharing my struggle, had people reach out, still wanted to join me. In what was the worst time of my life, I still showed up and was present. So my team was counting on me, and I was counting on them. They kept the team going, they kept, team calls and everything else. So what did I decide to do with my energy? I decided to create more stuff for my team. Instead of being miserable and going into a state of depression, I decided to buy a website for my team and create a team website and a team training. I channeled my negativity and did something awesome, my own little therapy. Some choose alcohol, some choose food, emotional eating. I chose to dive into this amazing thing that was right in my lap. Beachbody, why not, right? This thing that found me when I wasn't even looking for it. I didn't even realize why it found me, but this is why. I needed it before I knew I needed it. And a lot of you out here, you may not realize that you need this, but this opportunity that you've been given, it has a way of showing up at the worst possible times in the best way. This thing has allowed me to get through losing not one, but both of my parents. Besides, of course, it has allowed me to contribute financially to my family and stop my husband from texting me when I spend over $50 at Target. It has given me Disney passes for my family, updates on the house that nobody wants to do, like a new roof and appliances, and all these things. It definitely helps with. But more importantly, it's given me a purpose. It's given me an outlet. It's given me a focus on something else rather than these things that I could easily just quit and crawl into a hole and go cry in my closet, which I do sometimes, but I come out to a wonderful thing that is called Beachbody. So my biggest struggle throughout this whole entire thing was sharing all these little details. Nobody wants to tell anyone that they lost their father to depression. Depression is an illness just like anything else, and they think you can just shake them and say, be happy. It's not. It's probably worse than anything else because you can go to the doctor and just fix it. So I think that I have a really strong place in just helping people feel good about themselves on a daily basis. Something like depression can be controlled if everything in your environment is good. And so making people feel good, making people find purpose and passion, it helps with everything. Besides all of the health benefits that fitness and Shakeology and nutrition bring. My challenge groups, working out, eating right, all of that helps me. But my passion and purpose is really what helped build my community, which I rely on every single day. And now I get to share it with the world. Everyone has a struggle they can use to their advantage. And I didn't realize that this would be mine, and it's not something that when I was sitting in that chair that I thought would be. So if you're sitting there thinking you don't have a story, you do. If you don't have one yet, it's forming right now. My story changes every single day. Yes, all of that happened, but now new struggles and new things and, you know, issues with your kids and your family and your husband. And I'm going to grief counseling now for the last 2 months, which I never thought I would do. And I'm sharing about it because it's a struggle and it's helping me and it could help other people. In the last month, I've had so many people reach out and say, thanks to you, I'm going to grief counseling now. I lost my mom 7 years ago. Holy cow, I lost mine 1.5 years ago. Like, wow. So just share. The good stuff is easy to share. The bad stuff is hard to share, but that's the stuff that you're gonna make connections with people about. So my word is persevere, because I have no other choice but to do just that. I mean, you have a choice to change your life, and persevere is that word for me. So I challenge you to find your word. If you haven't thought of what your word is, think about it, write that word down, and I'm just gonna leave you with this one quote that is on a pillow in my office from one of my coaches. And it totally goes with the word persevere. It's, you can't control the wind, but you can learn to adjust your sails. Thank you.
That was amazing.